Hi everyone, this is Learning with Linda, and today I bring you an update regarding the SNAP emergency allotment. Now in this video we have the list of states who are sending the last emergency allotments in January, February, and in March. And as I mentioned previously, remember that the emergency allotments will end in February. So once again I repeat, remember that the emergency allotments will be ending in February. However, certain states like California, Nevada, or Minnesota, these states will be sending the last extra allotments from February in the month of March. And of course, that's because these states are usually 1 month behind. Now, as you may have been aware, the public health emergency was extended again until April. However, this time, this does not mean that the emergency allotments will be extended too. A lot of people are confused about this. So of course, I want to clarify this and provide you with more details. So make sure you guys stay until the end of this video to ensure that you receive this information. Now, before we get started, if you're interested in the latest news regarding stimulus, child tax credit, SNAP, p-ebt, and everything in between, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Now let's get right to it. And so here we have the list of the states who are no longer providing the SNAP emergency allotments. It's the updated list as of January 2023. Now, these states have already ended their COVID-related emergency declarations and therefore have ceased issuing the emergency allotments. And that includes the state of Missouri, Florida, Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee, which, by the way, ended their benefits back in 2021. Then other states like Iowa, Arizona, Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, and Alaska, they ended in 2022. And South Carolina recently announced that they're ending their benefits in January of 2023. Moving on to January 2023 payroll dates, here we have the SNAP emergency allotments for December. So these are the states that are usually 1 month behind, right? So they're sending their benefits from December in the month of January. So starting off with California, their December benefits will be sent either on January 8th or January 14th. Then we have Kansas, January 22nd all the way through the 31st. Minnesota, January 10th through the 31st. And Nevada, January 17th. And so here we have the rest of the states that are also sending their SNAP emergency allotments for January in the month of January, right? So starting off with Alabama, January 31st all the way through the 1st of February. Colorado, January 8th through the 13th. Connecticut, January 18th. Delaware, January 25th. DC's on a regular issuance schedule. Illinois, January 21st through the 29th. Hawaii, February 13th. Kansas, February 19th through the 28th. Louisiana, January 7th, the 14th, the 21st, or the 28th. Maine, January 10th, and Maryland, January 4th, all the way through the 23rd. The state of Michigan will also be depositing their SNAP emergency allotments for January on January 21st through the 30th. New Hampshire, January 3rd or the 20th. New Jersey, January 1st through the 5th. New Mexico, January 1st through the 31st. And of course, we have New York. So for those in New York City, January 12th through the 27th. And for the rest of the state, January 9th all the way through the 23rd. North Carolina, January 22nd through the 31st. Ohio, January 24th through the 25th, so on one of those dates. Then we have Oklahoma, January 10th through the 15th. Oregon, depositing payment as always in 3 rounds. So round 1, January 10th, round 2, January 30th, and round 3 on the 1st of February. Pennsylvania, January 18th all the way through the 31st. And Rhode Island, January 4th. South Carolina, January 1st through the 31st. Then, of course, we have Texas depositing payment anytime between January 3rd through the 5th or January 9th through the 10th. Utah, January 28th. Virginia, January 16th. Washington, January 1st through the 20th. West Virginia, January 4th. And Wisconsin, January 21st. And moving on to the February SNAP emergency allotments, yes, that's correct. We're starting to see certain states being approved for February already. And also remember, guys, as I mentioned in the beginning part of this video, February is the last month when it comes to the SNAP emergency allotments. So here we have the February 2023 payout dates. Let's start off with those states that are sending their benefits in the month of February, but these are the states that are sending their emergency allotments from January, right? So starting off with California, they're sending their January benefits on either February 4th or February 11th. Kansas, February 19th all the way through February 28th. Hawaii, February 13th. Massachusetts, February 2nd. And Vermont, February 14th. And so here we have the states that have been approved so far for the SNAP emergency allotments for February, and that includes Maine depositing payment on February 10th, New Hampshire February 2nd or February 17th, and Wisconsin February 18th. And certain states will be receiving their SNAP emergency allotments in the month of March. But remember, guys, the emergency allotments will be ending in February. So these are actually the states that are usually 1 month behind if they are approved, of course, right? So starting off with the state of California, depositing payment on March 25th, and that's from the SNAP emergency allotments for February, right? So 1 month behind. Kansas, March 22nd all the way through the 31st, and Vermont, March 14th. And so, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, South Carolina is one of those states that decided to end the SNAP emergency allotments in January, right? So here's all the available information. South Carolina Department of Social Services is announcing an end to the federally approved Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program emergency allotments to all South Carolina households effective January 31st of this year. Now, since March 2020, the assignment of the emergency SNAP allotments has brought all authorized households up to the maximum benefit allotment based on household size. So January 2023 has been approved by the United States Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Services as South Carolina's transition month prior to going back to normal SNAP benefit allotments for all households. Effective February 1st of 2023, all SNAP households will go back to receiving their regular monthly benefit amount. So for example, if it's a two-person SNAP household whose regular SNAP allotment is of $250 a month, then prior to February 1st of 2023, the household that was eligible to receive an additional $266 in emergency allotments, which brought them up to the maximum benefit amount for a two-person household, which is $516. So then effective February 1st, the SNAP household will receive $250 a month. And remember also that a household regular SNAP benefits will not change as a result of the emergency allotments ending. And I've seen several of my subscribers bring up the fact that the public health emergency, yes, has extended again until April, right? So the public health emergency has been extended, yes, but this does not mean that the SNAP emergency allotments are also being extended, unfortunately. So here's all the latest details. The U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra renewed the declaration on its expiration date, which is an expected step because officials have said they will provide 60 days notice if they do not plan to renew the emergency and had not done so. So Becerra renewed the COVID-19 public health emergency because, quote, there's still a lot of COVID out there and the public health emergency, and his determination gives us tools to fight this, something that was said by the White House COVID-19 response coordinator, Dr. Jha told CNN's Alyssa Camerota. However, the federal government spending law enacted last month decoupled several major relief measures from the public health emergency. So for one, the package is phasing out the requirement that prevents states from disenrolling Medicaid recipients as long as the public health emergency is in effect in exchange for an enhanced federal match. Now, states can begin processing Medicaid redeterminations as of April 1st, regardless of when the public health emergency ends. So that's one of the changes. And also, the federal government has been providing enhanced food stamp benefits to millions of Americans during the public health emergency. And unfortunately, these extra monthly payments will be ending in the month of February of this year. And for my friends in the state of California, here we have the latest update from the Department of Social Services, where they're also announcing that the CalFresh emergency allotments are coming to an end February of 2023. But remember, California usually issues their benefits 1 month later, right? So even though February is approved, they're going to be sending their benefits in the month of March. Federal authority provided temporary flexibilities for CalFresh in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this webpage gives information about the end of the CalFresh emergency allotments. Emergency allotments have been provided to all eligible CalFresh households on a monthly basis since March 2020. CalFresh emergency allotments are ending because the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023 ends the issuance of the CalFresh emergency allotments to households in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And that is all the updates that I have for today. Remember to turn on your notification button to know when I have uploaded a new video. See you guys next time.